Hey everybody, welcome back to CJ's Card Corner. Today I want to talk about 151. No, wait. I want to talk about what's the next 151. I want to talk about the next set that I think is going to take a big leap. So firstly, I want to talk about what set it is, for obvious reasons. I want to talk about why I think it's going to take a big leap. I want to talk about what next steps are in my investing strategy when it comes to this set, and what I think the long-term potential of that set might be. So let's start off. I'm going to tell you what that set is. The next 151 explosion is Paldean Fates. What do you think? You think I'm right? Think I'm wrong? Let's talk a little bit about why I think Paldean Fates is next. First of all, the 151 set came out in September of 2023, and Paldean Fates came out in January. So 151 is on its way out of printing, and Paldean Fates is going to be right behind it. We haven't seen any new reprints of Paldean Fates in a long time. The market has already shot up on Paldean Fates about 6 to 7 months ago. I'm going to show you some graphs here that you can take a look at, and you can obviously look at these yourself on TCG Player. Paldean Fates has already had a massive uptick in sales and a massive uptick in price long before 151 had its massive explosion. I have a case of Pokemon Center ETBs that I've been watching forever. I have it in my collector app, and I've been excited about the price on that thing for a long time. And I remember when it shot up in price about 6 to 8 months ago, and I thought, finally, Paldean Fates is getting the flowers that it deserves. Paldean Fates is finally getting the treatment that I personally think it deserves. It's an awesome set. The artwork is some of the best artwork out there. You straight up can't go wrong with the Bubble Mew or the Charizard. Those two cards are absolutely fantastic, and their price reflects how difficult they are to pull. I mean, the Bubble Mew is just over $700 for a raw copy now. The Charizard is just right around that $275 range, and it's been higher than that, and it has been lower. It's kind of been all over the place, and I personally think with all the color in that thing, it is super gorgeous, and it's difficult to come by. I know the pull rates are easier than some of the other sets, but those two cards alone would carry their own set by themselves for a lot of people. And they're in the same set. Not to mention, it's a specialty set. The booster boxes are non-existent, and it's difficult to get your hands on this product. I know that we had some 3-pack blisters that released, and I know that there were some ETB reprints, like late last year. But it's really hard to come by this product. Not to mention, it's got all the shiny Pokemon, and they're amazing. And people hunt shiny Pokemon in any iteration of any Pokemon set ever made. And I won't lie to you, I played Pokemon Go, I played the original Pokemon games, and when shiny Pokemon existed in those games, I hunted them, I chased them, and yes, I spent a little too much time hunting that shiny Charmander in Pokemon Go. I absolutely did. But in this set, you can get shiny everything, and it's amazing art, and the prices are not exactly cheap now. Your Pokemon Center ETBs are $600 a pop now. Your regular trainer boxes are almost $375. The price is not cheap, and it already had its explosion just like 151, and the market corrected after its first initial explosion, and now it's back to a relatively normal for its time price. I think that in the next 6 months to a year, especially with the 30th anniversary coming out, Paldean Fates is going to have another explosion, another large chunk purchased out from under it, because people are going to want to hunt that Bubble Mew. People are going to want to hunt that Charizard, and you're not going to have it slow down on you. I think that Paldean Fates is the next big explosion like 151, long before some of these other sets are. Now I know that 30th anniversary is coming out near the end of the year, and it's going to be exciting. And now they're talking about this new set that's supposedly coming out after Chaos Rising that's going to have a Darkrai in it, or a Mega Darkrai. So it's going to be like a Darkest Night or a Black and White type set. I think that's great, but I don't think that any of these 3 sets are going to be super thrilling. I think they're all going to be on the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to the top tier sets of this era. And I think that they're setting up the 30th anniversary to be a massive event, more than just we already think. But they're going to have product, I hope, up the wazoo on these products. And those 3 sets are going to kind of fall into a, well, we kind of didn't really want these bucket. And people are still going to buy them because it's Pokemon, but it's not going to be as huge as Ascended Heroes and Mega Evolution and some of these other sets that came before it, because they're not as huge. So for the next 6 months, we're going to be talking about 3 subpar sets, and people are going to start to look back like they always do. And this cycle continues, but Paldean Fates is falling right into that sweet spot where it is just going to go whoop. And we're going to be looking at Paldean Fates in 2 years and say, I missed the boat. I could have bought it at $350 in ETB, and now it's $600 or $800 in ETB. Think about what happens if the price on the Charizard and the Mew go up. And I'm not saying that'll happen first, because I personally don't think it will. The sealed product is becoming more and more scarce every day. Paldean Fates is about to have a massive explosion, and you do not want to be on the missing out end of this stick, because it's a really great set and it's got some really great cards, and the market has liked it since the day it was released, but it was really quiet until the Bubble Mew exploded, until the Charizard exploded, and when that happened, the sealed product skyrocketed too. But usually the sealed product skyrockets first, and in this case it did not. The 2 cards skyrocketed first, and the sealed product followed because everybody started to buy out the sealed product. Now what's going to happen, at least what I think is going to happen, is the sealed product is going to explode and the rest of the cards are going to follow suit. That Bubble Mew should be way more expensive than it is. I know it's easier to pull than most of the other top cards, like I said before, but it is definitely still hard to get your hands on. And I am telling you, Paldean Fates is about to have a massive explosion, and you want to get it before you miss it. I personally am not going to buy, because I have a relatively large collection of Paldean Fates. I've got a couple cases of the booster bundles, and I've got an ETB case of the Pokemon Center ones, because this I think was one of the last ones we were able to get full cases from the Pokemon Center, and I'm going to hold that for a really long time. I think that this set will continue to be popular long term, and anything that you can get your hands on, even if it's just 1 booster bundle or 2 booster bundles or a few standard booster packs that you buy off the secondary market, the price right now is palpable. And I am telling you, in 6 months, it is not going to be. And the product is going to dry up really fast, and it's going to be just like 151, where all of these cards and all of these sealed products are extremely expensive. I would not be surprised to see the ETBs at $1,000 a box before the end of the year. Tell me what you think about Paldean Fates. Comment down below. Tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong, or maybe you have another idea. I'd love to hear from you. I really appreciate it if you've hung out with me today. Please like, subscribe, do all those things, and hit all those buttons that are popping up all over your screen. And thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I'll see you in another one tomorrow. Have a great day.